Hey, it says I'm live. That means you don't have to be a medium to get the show. Yes, I make the joke. I make it the joke. Hi. Tonight by request. Yeah, people been requesting it. How do you find out what your purpose is in life? And once you have your purpose in mind, then you have some idea where to go. I mean, it's a navigational tool, right? Knowing if you don't know where you're going, then anywhere is okay. But where your what your purpose is, I have inadvertently told people what um, their best bet is as far as what they should be doing in life. Many times in a reading, or sometimes even just off the cuff without knowing it. And usually, when they follow that, when they finally do that, they're happy. So they find they're actually really good at it. So, hi Linda, how you doing? Was here. I was here. Okay. So, I heard a couple of people have said because I've talked about how I asked what my purpose was in this life a couple of 3 different times. Okay, gosh, am I going to do the yawning thing again? It's always happened during the show. Doesn't happen otherwise. I haven't yawned all day. Something going on with that. Yeah, I'm going to have to ask. So, hi, I'm Deocean. This is Deocean's Deep Woo. Here we do the deepest of woo. And tonight we're going to discuss and also do a meditation to find your life purpose, if that's what you want to find. If you want to find something else out, you can also find something else out using this meditation. There's going to be a guided meditation, and just letting you know, when we do start that guided meditation, I'm not going to stop and say, hey, y'all. I'm just going to do the meditation. So you can always, I'll wait until after. Mm-hmm. And you can always play this back and do it again. So it is pretty deep magic to finally understand. I think probably the deepest woo is just what I always say, knowing that you're divine. That's got to be the deepest woo, is understanding finally, because we've been told. People have debated about God, who's God, what's God, blah, blah, blah. But if you take the instructions literally, really literally, you realize, be still and know that I am God. So what are you supposed to do? Okay, in the stillness, you can realize that I am God. I am God. That's the part that people just aren't getting. We're constantly looking outside ourselves. It's, and really that's inside us. And so are the answers. So really, this is what meditation does. It helps us find the answers within. We're not really looking on the outside. We're not really looking for something outside of us. I'm not really when I'm doing my readings, when I'm doing my pendulum, when I'm doing all that, I'm not really looking for something outside of me to answer me. So, well, thank you, Linda. So yeah, one of the instruction, if you want to take the instructions literally, be still and say to yourself, okay, I am God. Because you are. That's a really important understanding. So this is why I'm going to use meditation, is because you really know you've just forgotten. You know everything. You just forgot. And we can get to a place where we can remember. So I'm going to help you remember. And that is going to help you in your journeys like it did me. Because my teachers, well, they taught me a lot of clearings. I'm going to use and some affirmations. And really, though, if you have something blocking the affirmations, they're not going to work that well. If something, remember that iceberg of your subconscious. The subconscious iceberg. If you have something in your subconscious that is saying, for instance, you shouldn't have money, you don't know what to do with money, money's dangerous. Maybe you had in some life, you had a lot of money and people came in and robbed you or harassed you, or maybe you had a talent you used in another life and you were punished for it horribly. A lot of people are scared to use their psychic gifts, their third eye gifts, because they have been punished horribly in other lives for them, and that has carried an imprint through. So, hey, Pam, I am. How you doing? So basically, we have to. This is why I always recommend clearing the subconscious first. If you try affirmations and they're not working, there's something in your subconscious that is blocking that, because the subconscious is basically where it all is. That's where the action is. And the reaction is too. It's all in your subconscious, what we call the subconscious. So you've been too heavy to hear in my second. Okay, I understand, Pam. It sometimes, yeah, it's hard to hear because there's just too much you're dealing with. I do get it. We have a lot happen to us here. It's very challenging. I thought I'd ask you, how do you like the colors? Um, do you like the lighting? If so, we'll stick with it for a while. But I'm wearing my white hat because I am your white hat shaman. It's so funny. I have so many times I've done things and then I've heard from David Wilcock or somebody will go, the white hats are in control of the weather because it's raining, and say it starts to rain in California. Because I send rain to California every now and then. People ask me to. And it starts raining in California. They're not used to it. And David Wilcock, I remember one time he comes and he's like, Can you tell the white hats have got control of the weather machines? It's raining in California. It's like, I did that. I did that. Yeah, the white hats do have that. Here, me. I did that. Okay. I sent rain to California. Okay. I sent it again this year. So, oh, you ordered a backlit keyboard and mouse. Oh yeah, I love that. Yeah. It has those colors. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I have one with my computer. So I'm your white hat shaman. I guess I'm the white hat that is running some of the weather machines. Who would have thought I was that white hat? And nobody knows this. They just go, the white hats are. I laugh every time because I'm like the great unknown, literally. They have no idea that it's me. It's so funny. It's like, that be me. It always happens after I send rain to California. And it was, oh my God, either that or they're like, oh my God, it's climate change, it's climate change, it's climate change. Oh God, it's so funny. No, you need water, dum-dums. You need water. So I'm sending you some rain. Because you need water. You're talking about desalinating the ocean. How about just some rain? How about that? Okay. And, you know, it took me a while to realize that is a kind of a superpower. But it shouldn't be. We should all be able to do that. I mean, that should be how we take care of ourselves. Part of how we take care of ourselves. Part of how we take care of the planet. How we are stewards of the planet. And I believe we are supposed to be stewards of the planet. Hey, Jay Burke, how you doing? Good to see you here. Yeah, the ocean is deep. It sure is. And it may be where most of the so-called alien life is hiding too, mightn't it? So ocean's deep woo maybe have more meaning than I even thought when I added it to when I made it the show name. So hope you're ready, Jay, because you know this is an interesting ride that we have on this show. I am really captain of a real woo ship here. I mean, this is the deep woo. So we do the deepest of woo here. And I always make a disclaimer so we can't get in trouble. This is just tips, tricks, and hacks on how to play this massively multiplayer virtual reality, total immersion, holofractal learning game called Life on Planet Earth. And has nothing to do with real life, which takes place outside the Matrix. So, yeah, it was years ago that I asked my questions. So I'm going to help you ask those questions and get answers. But first, let me run my intro. Hey, I'm back. Okay. So, yes, I had my own um, times when I was very confused. Why the heck was I here? Because to me, I got here and everything was backwards, inside out, and upside down. And I was just appalled at the place and I wanted to go home. Just like, it's like a lot of us have reported this feeling if I really want to go home now, can I go home now? It's like I must have come here to do something in order to go through this, right? I would not be here going through this unless this was rather important. So finally, I decided I just had to know why in the heck am I here? And I went into meditation deeply and I asked this of consciousness, which is the whole universe, by the way. All that really exists is energy, and energy is consciousness, and consciousness is energy. And so I said, okay, then I need to know what my purpose is. Why am I here? Because if I don't know why I'm here, everything else is, has no meaning really. I mean, apparently some people are here just to like live, work, procreate, and die, but obviously I'm not one of them. So, and what if none of us really are that supposed to just do that? Maybe we all came here for some particular reason. So I asked, and the very first time I asked really sincerely, and I got the answer that I was here to learn, which made sense to me because I've always had memories of this academy, school of some sort, learning institution that I come from that is really more of a home to me than anywhere else that I've been in this universe. Any of the other places, it it strikes me that that might be our real home, our real reality. And so that made sense to me. I'm here to learn some things, or actually to relearn some things. So I had to learn some things about this place. Yeah, let's see. And Jay is saying the reason I can believe pre-birth memory is because you start recognizing voices and sounds, and so that type of cognition starts. It's true, very early in the womb. That's true. It does. So, and pre-birth also refers to, but can refer to between lives. So, if if you cannot accept, um, if you can't accept that we have more than one, okay, I guess that's not going to make much sense, but you could maybe look at it like I did for a while as perhaps it is racial memory. Perhaps it is memory of your family lineage. That's the way I saw it for a while, and that worked. That works too. I'm not going to like press you on that, but just from my way of looking at it now, I very strongly see that we do have other lives. Yeah, an aquatic environment. Hmm. Well, yeah, our aquatic environment. I mean, we do start in an aquatic environment, don't we? We all start in the womb, which is watery. So uh, perhaps the womb of creation is also very watery. So the learning place I remember is that Amenti, perhaps. We've heard this before. I mean, we used to hear this classically that from the philosophers that this was learned, that we have different learning schools, that every planet in this solar system is a school, is a different school. And the Earth school is the school of limitations. So we're here to break through limitations. We're here to learn about limitations, very limited. We are here. And to break through them, much like an escape artist breaks out of your handcuffs or whatever, we break through our limitations. So that is part of our training here. That's part of why we come here, part of why everybody comes here. But it's a really long school. And there are a lot of lessons. So we have a lot of lives here. Usually you think you've had 2 or 3. Sorry, probably not. It's probably been hundreds. Earth is a long school. So, but remember that there really is no past or future lives. They're all taking place concurrently because all time is one. And we've been told this in various ways. All time is actually one. We just perceive it linear. So all of these times that you've been here really have been happening concurrently, although they look like past and future. Right. Right. Whales still have the vestiges, and pythons have toes from when they had legs. Isn't that interesting? Pythons had legs at one point. Now, I have already told you, cats had nictitating membranes in their eyes at one point in my lifetime. And that's somehow changed. My last 2 cats did not have that. They also can now lie on their backs. It's a behavior we find incredibly cute. But when I was younger and studying it, cats could not lie flat on their backs because of the curvature of their spine would not let them do that. That's why we always saw them lounging on their side. Somewhere along the line, that changed, and so did the nictitating membrane in the eye. And we didn't even notice it. Okay, I'm going to keep using that because that's a really simple example. And I'll go into a crowd of people. That's something firsthand that I noticed. I mean, that is a Mandela effect, I know, but it's funny. People don't always notice that the changes happen. I'll go into a crowd of people, like a chat room, and say, does anybody remember this? And maybe 1 or maybe 2 people will say, yeah, nictitating membrane. I remember that. Yeah, cats had a nictitating. What, they don't have it now? Nope, they don't have them anymore. Evolution. Evolution. They think it's this long, slow process. No, this happens practically overnight. This happens all through. This is something they find all the time. There's no link in between. There's no missing link. If there is a missing link, the missing link's an ET. Okay. Changes just happen. So we've got to get over this idea that things stay the same, that we're in the same reality all the time, and that it's going to stay the same. This is one of the first things we've got to learn here. Really, if things don't stay the same anyway, that means you can change them. You can change things. I mean, that's another lesson, is that if things can change that quick, you can change things that quick. Right, simulation theory. And if simulation theory is correct, if we really are in a simulation, of course it's changeable. Of course it's hackable. Of course you can write different code. I think I have done that now. Only it's not the way you think. It's not going to be you sitting down at some quantum computer that we build in the future. You've got your quantum computer. You've got one. We all do. We've all got a quantum computer. Okay. If you're listening to this show and you're interested in this kind of thing, now if you're not interested in this kind of thing, I don't know, maybe you don't. But if you're interested in this, you've got a quantum computer because you are one of the people who are one of the, for lack of a better term, let's get matrixy here. You're an architect. You're one of the people who designed the matrix. Okay, that's why you are asking these questions, thinking these thoughts, and able to grasp this concept. The closest way we can describe it, because the words really are failing here, because we really have limited words. Words are very limited. Okay, really. And our words have been babbled. The only way you can really understand it is to put it in kind of a parable form. So now we have the concept of computers. We have the concept of code. And then we find we have code to the universe. The universe does have code. And it is hackable. It is changeable. It is rewritable. It is erasable too. So it can be erased. It can be rewritten. It can be, and I look at some of the melted cities and that they're in, it's almost like a reset that didn't entirely work. You know, you didn't get rid of every trace. Now, this is funny because back in the early days of radio, I used to help a DJ, and he'd say, I need these tapes bulked. And what he meant is you would take these old-fashioned tapes and you would put them on the bulking machine, which was just an electromagnetic machine, and you would run them back and forth over that thing, and scrub them over that thing, and it would erase the magnetic traces on there, but not completely. It would never be the same as a brand new tape. Okay, so a magnetic tape could never be entirely erased, just mostly erased enough so that you could put something else over it and you wouldn't really be able to consciously hear what was going on under there. But we've kind of got that on this planet. We've got things that have been, that are traces that there was something else here before us. Yes, let's see. Yeah, the Younger Dryas. Right. It happened suddenly and drastically. And so where do they come off? Expecting us to think that everything's got to happen in a long, slow way. Long, slow, even. No, boom. Something's different now. And then you sit there and you go, whoa, 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 whoa. Your mind will try and fill in. And that is a mechanism to help you play the game so that you can still continue to play this life. It's a mechanism that fills it in and comes up with a logical story, a story that is logical to you. But sometimes when you really examine it, it's not very logical at all. And I think this is what happened to a lot of the scientists too. They came up with something that seemed logical to them as a hypothesis, but it doesn't really pan out. Yeah. Thought is the exactly, Jay. Exactly. If you look at the fact that observation changes the experiment, What does that tell you? We are God. We make reality what it is. There isn't any reality here without us. It doesn't exist. None of this would, if we weren't here, none of this would just be a field. This would just be a field of energy. Maybe just static. I don't know. There would be nothing. Think about this. Nothing would exist if it wasn't for consciousness. Because consciousness is all that really exists. The only real thing there is. So really, we've all got a quantum computer. We don't all know how to code, though. And many people have a computer at home computer of some kind of phone or whatever they got, a tablet, a PC, whatever they got. They don't know how to code, you know. They don't know how to use it to the full extent. We don't know how to use our minds to the full extent either, our consciousness to the full extent. We do have a subconscious that has stored in it. I mean, we have been made to forget when we come here. It's still stored in the subconscious. There's still stuff stored in your subconscious. It's made a record of everything. The Akashic records have recorded everything. Nothing ever, just like the internet, you know how they say the internet, nothing really disappears. There are ways to get to information that's been taken off the net, supposedly disappeared from the net. And the internet's pretty much forever, isn't it? So until it all gets fried, at least, huh? But you can see the allegoric content here is how it's how it plays out. Then is we have a quantum computer. We don't know it. We're making stuff all the time, but it's really with our subconscious. So we're not sure what's all in our subconscious. It's like an iceberg. Most of it is under there. It's heavy. If there's a lot in your subconscious, if you know there's a whole bunch of weighty stuff in your subconscious, it's going to pull that down. You're only going to see the tip of it, and that's your conscious life. It's only the tip of it. Most of you is below water level, that huge chunk. That's the weighty thing. Now, what happens with an iceberg? You start chipping it, you start melting it, and what happens? Well, it might get lighter. It might get lighter, and then it's smaller down, you know, underneath there. You've got less of that, but it starts to bob up, and you sit there and you go, why did this come up? It came up because you changed something down there. You changed something in the subconscious. Now you're seeing it in the conscious. See how that works? It's starting to come up. It's starting to come up because I also make the onion. I also tell you it's like an onion. It's like that too. You can also see it that way, the layers. But a lot of times when you get rid of something in your subconscious, something pops up that you didn't see before, and you can see it, and it's like, holy cow, was that there? Yeah, that was there for a long time, and you didn't even know that you were creating that. So the rough thing is a lot of people, missing people, could have vanished because of the species taking them. Oh, the Pink Floyd song Echo, yes. Mhm. Okay. Yes. Most likely, Linda. And probably they went underground because really living in a planet is a lot safer than living on a planet if you look at it. Mm-hmm. So basically, think about it. The surface of a planet, you can be hit by a lot of stuff. You get hit by different kinds of radiation. You can be hit by meteorites. A lot of stuff can happen on the surface of a planet. It's not that simple living on the surface of a planet. But living inside a planet, that would be different. Now, interesting that the Schumann resonance is caused by lightning strikes hitting the Earth. Why? And the Earth responds with a vibration. Because why? There are spaces in the Earth. It's not solid. I am pretty sure it can't be. It's a torus. If you think of a potter's wheel, you put something on that wheel and you spin it, things are going to fly to the outside of the way that it's spinning. It would kind of make sense that eventually there would be a hole at both ends. And we don't know, was a hole put there intentionally or did it just happen? I'm not sure. But yeah, there probably is. And that's probably why we're seeing all these cryptids all of a sudden, all this new stuff. It's not really new stuff. It's just probably stuff that the ice passages are unblocking now, and we're going to see more of it. My prediction is, as the ice melts, we're going to see more of it because the way has been unblocked. The ice is melting, the way is being unblocked. We're going to see more of this. Not only that, we're changing our vibration. That's going to change things rapidly. We're going to start to see, that's why all of this is going to happen pretty fast, not thousands of years. It's going to happen pretty fast. Remember, the thing with the nictitating membranes in the cat's eyes happened in my lifetime, and I'm not done with my lifetime yet. That's pretty fast. That's fast. Our heart has moved more to the middle of our body. I wonder sometimes if this is why some of us are having heart problems, have had heart problems. Not me, but people who've had heart problems because something's changed there. And then it leads you to wonder what else has changed. What else has changed that we didn't notice? Okay, so now you see why some people still introduce me. Every now and then somebody remembers and they introduce me. They remember knowing me from before and they say, oh, it's the Oracle of Kent. They're making a Matrix reference. I remember somebody sitting on a patio with somebody having a drink out on one of the patios in Kent here. And somebody's staring at me while I'm talking about this kind of thing. And I'm like, why are you staring at me like that? It was a full moon. And he's like staring at me. And I'm like, okay, dude, what's up? He goes, I'm waiting for you to turn into a bald black man. And I'm like, okay. And I thought, that's odd. But, and I said, who knows? Maybe you knew me when I was a bald black man in one of the lives when I was a But it didn't occur to me because I hadn't had the Matrix thing yet, the Matrix movie, the Matrix story. It wasn't there yet. I hadn't gotten that in it. The Matrix movie hadn't come out yet. That was really the first time I saw was the Matrix movie. And it's like, so there are all these people that I guess had read the story, and I didn't remember reading any story like that. And I which is weird because I read a lot of science fiction, but somehow they were relating me to Morpheus and his female counterpart, actually, which is the Oracle. And actually, I used to bake cookies and smoke. I've given up smoking. I still bake cookies sometimes. so So I'm still trying to figure out a lot of missing people could vanish because of the species. Well, oh, hi, James Ortiz. Ah, yes. Yes. Let's see where we got. There are organisms that live inside of rocks. Yes. Endocryptoliths. Yes. Um, we could have actually gotten some of our life forms here from things smacking into the surface of our planet. hmm And another thing, oh yes, we will see viruses and we probably will be seeing viruses and microorganisms coming out of this too. You've had problems before the thing came out, yeah. We change all the time, and really from a standpoint of the totality of the time that Earth's been around, it's in an eye blink, really. So, I don't know that I saw that one Spielberg movie, Artificial Intelligence, but I'll have to check into that. James Ortiz says, I was working at a military toxic waste dump and caught a whiff of something that made me feel sick. Oh, did you get poisoned? A lot of people did. So, yeah, when was that? Because a lot of people got sick from stuff that they contacted when they were doing their conscripted time. I almost said constricted time. Probably that too. That fits kind of. So what's driving these changes? Well, there's lots of ways to make changes in us. There's virus, there's solar rays, actually, the energies that our sun puts out. There's also the solar winds blowing dust on us all the time from the sun. People don't realize that. It's been blowing dust on all the planets in the solar system since the beginning. So we're constantly being, how can I say, inseminated with new stuff, new codes, new DNA codes, new energy patterns. That happens all the time. This is not something that just happened once, and no, this happens all the time. This takes place continually. And if you think about it, then the earth is pretty darn dusty, isn't it? I mean, think about it. If you had, now just say, I'm just saying, this is just a little mind experiment, a little mind thought. Now follow me down this path a minute. Say you had something that was maybe an artificial thing. I mean, the moon rings like a bell, right? It's probably hollow too. As a matter of fact, some of the other planets have shown signs they may also be hollow. But what if you had some kind of artificial thing? And you have the solar winds blowing dust on them for thousands of years. Now, I know how dusty things can get. I used to help clean my mother-in-law's house. She never dusted. I mean, the dust would be an inch thick some places. So, how much solar dust has really been dumped on our planets, blown on our planets? How much of our planet's grown because of it? Where the heck is all this dust? Where's the sun finding all this dust? Well, it is terribly large, right? So, oh yeah, the military industrial complex is hugely polluting. Yeah, that is horrible. Whoa, did we lose Pam? Yeah, see, that is the thing, Jay Burke. I don't know that we are hooked up to a machine. I think that might just be another allegory. I think that's probably just allegorical. I think I think it's different than that. Are we in some pods somewhere? Do we have a headset on somewhere? Are we sitting in it? There was another show that did something about a simulation. It was called The Connected or something like that. It was a real downer, though. It was a sort of a dystopia. It was more like a Blade Runner type dystopia. But in that one, it was a chair, and you were, you know, people were um, choosing to become connected forever and just would die in the chair and, would live and die in the chair. And uh, because the fantasy was better than the reality. So, that is another way to look at that. But yeah, I think we are the computer. It is quite possible we are the simulation. We are making the simulation. We are part of it. We are part of what's making the simulation. Apparently our subconscious makes the simulation for us. So knowing how to use that is paramount if you want things to be different. But you almost have to give yourself what one one of the terms is a permission slip, because your mind is going to try and make things logical based on what it knows. It will constantly try to do that, by the way. It will constantly try to make things logical. Your body changed because of this. It'll come up with some idea as to some logical reason why you forgot. Something, 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 something. Try to fill it in. And if you don't have the steps in between, your mind will make up steps in between. It's just the way it is. And that's to keep you from going totally nuts inside the matrix, I think, and help you play the game smoothly so you can get to whatever it is you're doing. So let's see. UV rays, yes, cause mutations, X-rays, gamma rays, lots of stuff. See, that's just it. The moon has got to be artificial. I finally had to give in. The more I looked into the moon, it has to be artificial. It has to be. It cannot be. There's no way that happened naturally. I'm sorry. It's like when they look at the virus, that virus, and they are saying now there's no way this could have happened naturally. This had to be designed. This had to be designed. I'm saying the same thing about the moon. I do not see how the moon could be exactly where it is, exactly the size it is, yada, 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 yada. And tidally locked, so we only see one side. And then, and everything is, oh, but it was just by chance. It was all just by chance. And then just by chance, intelligence sprang up here, but nowhere else. For a long time, this is the stuff they wanted us to buy. Look at how ridiculous that looks. I mean, from the outside of it, it looks ridiculous. It's all ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay? Yeah, it's ridiculous. Okay? They want us to believe ridiculous stuff. For years, they told us the universe is so big and so vast that how could there possibly be, other life? I'm like, that's backwards. We'd all be winning the lottery with those odds. We'd have the lottery won millions of times over with odds like that. You think this is going to be the only place that life could evolve? Are you nuts? I mean, when you really look at it, what a stupid argument. It really is dumb. Any game of chance, if you know anything about odds, what are the odds? Billions and billions and billions and billions of chances. Oh, something, you got to roll something sometime then, right? It's not chances against, it's chances for. It's not like a lottery where it can only happen once. It's the other way around. So, by that, there's probably millions of places where life has arisen. And it doesn't even have to be us. Doesn't even have to be like us. There are extremophiles that can live in hot water vents where the temperatures are crazy. Things can live in boiling water. Things can live in freezing cold. They've developed different kinds of blood and things to do that. It's ridiculous. Okay, but we're getting back. I kind of veered off there. Getting back to changing this coding that we're living in. If our subconscious is really where this is taking place, it behooves us to do two things to clean our subconscious. And I say this all the time, clean the stuff out of our subconscious that is holding us back. Because if you're doing affirmations and you're trying to manifest and you can't do it and it doesn't seem to be coming, then there is something in there that is keeping it from happening. There's something in your subconscious, guaranteed, that's what's doing it. If you're having bad luck all your life, there's something in your subconscious holding that in a holding pattern, or it wouldn't be able to happen. Once you clear it, it changes immediately. You'll know when you've cleared something. Stuff will change immediately when you've really cleared it. There's one story. One of my teachers said she was trying to be a recording artist. She couldn't get a contract for the longest time. She had to clear her beliefs about being a recording artist, about what it would be like to be under contract, about how it'd have to be this way and that way, and all of the things that scared her about it, and all and so and so and so. When she cleared it finally, actually the same day that she cleared it, she got called and got signed. So, she said, you will know when you clear something, all of a sudden something will change, and it'll change very drastically. So if it hasn't changed, you haven't cleared it yet. Okay. It's one deep woo thing I will tell you right there. And that class, that's an expensive class, by the way. That's from Access Consciousness, and that's not cheap. Okay. So that is a very expensive secret. is that you can clear things. That is part of your coding. That's part of your ripping up the code, ripping it up, ripping it right out of there. You can do it. You can rip that right out of there and put in a different code. And one of the things I've been working on is the one that says you can't change reality. Well, but the only thing is you got to be careful that it doesn't make you look like you're nuts to other people. Well, maybe we got to rip up that. Oh, well, but if I do that, I'm going to look nuts. Okay, let's rip that code out right now. What attitudes, opinions, and really, I have to tell you, if you're new here, there is a procedure I have, and this is what I've been told, and it's an access consciousness way of handling thing and recoding yourself. I'm going to ask a question to bring up that energy, that code, okay? That's all the question is for. You don't have to answer it consciously. You don't have to put it in any kind of words. Me asking the question will bring up the information, okay? Will bring up that code. And then when I say, would you like to uncreate and destroy all that? All you have to say is yes. In your head, in chat, whatever. All you have to do is agree. See, this is what people don't understand. We don't even have to verbally agree. We just have to agree with it on some level for it to happen, which has been used against us now for look how long, which is why things are the way they are. We have been unconsciously agreeing to things. Okay, so I'm going to ask you a question. Yeah, Jay. Yeah. So I'm going to ask you a question. All it's going to do, all it's for, is to bring up the energy, the code, the thing that we're looking for to get rid of. Okay, and then once we get rid of that, it's going to be easier for you to make things happen. And the question is this. Hello, Marilena. This is the question, okay? I'm starting a clearing now. So I'm going to ask the question. The question I'm going to ask is, what attitudes, opinions, and judgments do you have that you are not God and you cannot change things? And maybe even we could add into that if you do start changing things, you could do something horrible. But, do you have beliefs like that? That if you started fooling around, you'd maybe do something horrible? But there are mechanisms to keep you from doing anything too horrible. We'll talk about that sometimes too. Just like there are mechanisms to keep you from remembering, and mechanisms for all kinds of things. There's mechanisms to keep you from coming up with anything too drastic right away. Fortunately, it's usually a gradual curve, although sometimes you can take a spike. Okay? Here's the question. What attitudes, opinions, and judgments do you have that you're not God? You can't create or uncreate anything. You can't change things. You can't change them. You just got to accept everything the way it is. Can't change it. It's all set in place. And if you try, you might do something horrible. Okay? And that's bringing up the energy. Right now, you're probably thinking of all of this, you're feeling that. If you can feel that, yes, it brought up the energy, good. Now the next step is clearing that, and that's by consent. Would you be willing to uncreate and destroy all of that? And if you say yes, then I'm going to do the clearing statement. I'm going to do a clearing statement. If you say yes, we're going to peel a layer off. We might even peel more than one off. I'm going to say a godzillion because you don't know how very many times this layer has been applied. How many times has this belief been applied to you? We don't know how many times it's going to take to clear it. Okay, we may have to take more than once. Sometimes we can get it in one, sometimes not. So let's give it a try. Would you be willing to uncreate and destroy those limiting beliefs that I just mentioned? And if so, okay. Now I'm going to do a funny sounding statement. It stands for something much longer. And this is the way all magic. I'll explain that later on, what this is about. Okay. Spoken word. Remember, spoken word's important. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit longer form because I feel that there is a lot of heavy stuff out there. Okay. I now uncreate and destroy all that. Times a godzillion, times godzillion. Good and bad, right and wrong, puck and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Now I'm going to do it again. I now uncreate and destroy all that. Times a godzillion, times godzillion. Good and bad, right and wrong, puck and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay. Now we've started that process. Process has started for you to believe who you are and remember who you are. Okay. So here's another one. I can't remember who I am because I'm really nobody. I'm really nobody. What beliefs, attitudes, beliefs, judgments do you have? Attitudes, opinions, and judgments do you have that you're really nobody? You're really undeserving. You're really insignificant, and you don't know why you would ever have any kind of power like that at all. And I know we've been told that that's not possible. We've been led to believe that that's not possible, and yet bullshit. It's just total bullshit. So would you be willing to uncreate and destroy all that? And if so, I now uncreate and destroy all this. All that brings up. And I'm getting a weird feeling in my head. All that brings up. A godzillion times a godzillion. Good and bad, right and wrong, puck and pot, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Okay. Oh. Wow. Okay. So basically, we've started you now chipping away at this iceberg. And really, icebergs can be melted. They can be chipped away. You don't have to keep them forever. No matter how large they are, stuff may surface in your life now. You may see more of your iceberg because it's not as heavy and it's popping above the water level now, so to speak, using that analogy. And if you do, that's okay. You can use this clearing statement that I just used, and you don't even have to. This is the beautiful part. You don't even have to know what it means. You don't have to know what it really means. You can even just shorten it if you can't remember any other thing I said, and just say a godzillion times a godzillion. I uncreate and destroy a godzillion times a godzillion, puck and pot. Or you could even say what Ocean said, whatever Ocean said, whatever she said there. You can even do that. Because as I tried to tell you in the last show, when you designate that something is something, you have made a connection between it. You, for lack of a better term, maybe we could say quantum entangled it. And now, for your purposes, for your magical purposes, that thing is now what you say it is. Okay? It is basically standing in for what you say it is. And it is, for all intents and purposes, the energy of what you say it is. That is the way magic works. And when you get really good at this, it's really funny how you can pick up any kind of symbolism and use it. And I've done it. Although I gotta say, it can be pretty wavy, and it is for me. um, it gets pretty wavy. But what I'm doing is saying Pock and Pod is really short for a many pages long statement, clearing statement. This was designed by Gary Douglas, by the way, Access Consciousness. But it works like a magic wand. It really does. And I have cleared so many things this way. And if you can even just remember Pock and Pod, that's all you can remember. What Ocean said, Pock and Pod. It'll work. Okay, it'll start to work, and you can start to chip away everything that you need to get rid of. If you believe you're ugly, if you believe you're unlucky, if you believe whatever it is you believe, there are some things that are going to be really, really set in, and you're going to have to do it a lot. Okay? Maybe you feel like, well, here's one that I've been working on for the longest time. I just can't lose weight. I'm heavy and big boned. It's in my genetics. It's just I don't have enough willpower. Diets are too hard. My physiology just won't handle that, and my physiology is just going to fight me on that. And on, and all the energy that brings up. What attitudes, opinions, and judgments do you have about all that? About how you cannot control your weight, you cannot manipulate that, you can't. I'm still working on this. I don't work on it enough. I keep forgetting to do it. I don't know why. There might be something in there. I keep thinking there might be something in there trying to keep it. But all that brings up, would you be willing to uncreate and destroy all that? I would. I say yes. So whether you say yes or not, I'm still going to do it. Okay. Yes, I'm willing to uncreate and destroy all that. I now uncreate and destroy all that brings up. Times a godzillion, times a godzillion, good and bad, right and wrong, Pock and Pod, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Mary wins. You came in time for the clearings. How are you doing? And Dogface Simon is here. Hello, Simon. Hugs, Simon. Now, you don't have to say hello. You don't have to say, you don't have to agree with any of this. You can stay in whatever state you're in. However, don't worry. People find that when they clear stuff, I mean, even if you clear a relationship, it's not that the person's going to leave. It's just that the history of the relationship gets cleared, and you can build a new history of that relationship. Okay? You can build a new history of that relationship. You're not going to lose anything you need with this process. Okay? You won't lose anything you actually need. So don't worry about that, because I was worried about that at first. My mind went right into, oh, but, what if I get rid of something I needed? Well, you won't. You never will. Okay. There's some things you're never going to get rid of it. Okay. It's if you need it. And you can always all it does is it makes it able to be modified. Now it kind of takes the little lock off of it and lets that be modified. Okay, I'm going to give you an explanation of a word you may or may not know the explanation of. This is from another source. This is information that I got off of Elmer O. Locker's site, and it's from Neville Goddard, part of what Neville Goddard was talking about. And so he was bringing up the fact that abracadabra, and that's used even in cartoons, right? But what does it mean? Abracadabra literally means it's a word that's shortened, and this is the way magic is often done. You may have a much longer, I could make that clearing statement much longer than that. I could also abbreviate it. Once again, what you say it is, what you affirm that something is, it is. Therefore, if you say that sigil or that clearing statement is that pages of state of whatever, then it is. Okay. So abracadabra literally means, as I say, so it is. That's what it means. As I say, so it is. Be careful what you say, of course, then you have a responsibility to be careful what you say. And how many times have I said that? Neurolinguistics is important. You have to learn a new way of talking. Don't be self-depreciating. Don't sit there and play the self-depreciation game with people. You know how they do it. I'm so this, I'm so that. You can't play that. If you play that game as you speak, you're going to start making that. You're going to start creating that, even if it isn't so. And I had to stop being sarcastic. This was terrible. I have a sense of humor that at times I can be very sarcastic. And I used to be extremely sarcastic. I had to stop with some of that because I was making it. Hey, Mary Wins. Let's see. Yes. Yes. Well, your grandma was right, Jay. You have to be careful not to speak things into existence because you can. Yes, so mote be. Exactly. Abracadabra. As I say, so it is. Another way is so be it. Okay, so be it. Masonics use that one, so be it. Which gave a rise to a drink, so be. Not kidding. People don't know that. So be. Anyway, right. She meant don't speak negative things into existence, and she is correct. Okay? And don't dwell on negative things, because the more you think about them and the more you talk, I try to just give, like when I'm giving the news, when I'm giving a reading, when I'm giving whatever, I give the news and then I go on to something else. And I go on to, okay, I don't like this. This is what it's going to be now. If I have to give you something negative, I try to balance it out with something positive to erase anything that I did that might have compounded that, might have strengthened it. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of careful. I'm trying to be careful. When I say, I have to catch myself sometimes. It's like, oh, I don't want to say that. Here's another big tip that I have told people for years, and I had to train myself. Never ask a question you don't want to know the answer. If you ask the universe a question, you may get an answer. And sometimes you get an answer played out in your life, which is what I was finding. It was playing out in my life. It's like, don't answer me that way. I don't want to know. It's then I realized, don't ask a question you don't want the answer to. And I'm just going to use this as an example. If you're asking how it gets worse, how could it get worse? Don't. Always ask, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? How does it get better? Because the universe can show you that. The universe will show you how it can get better. But if you ask the opposite, it can show you that too. Man, I'm like, oh God, no wonder. No wonder some of this stuff happens. And the more that you go into magic, the deeper it gets, the more careful you have to be. And I'm saying the more you use the muscle, it's like that. You can do things not knowing your own strength and bring things into your life. Now, you're not going to topple your whole reality. Like I said, there seem to be some safeguards. And part of the safeguards are time. Things don't happen always immediately. They take time to play out, give you time to change your mind. And then you see it happening. So if you see something happening and that is certainly not what I meant, then you can say, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, I uncreate and destroy all that. No, that's not going to happen. Okay. I would rather have this happen. And then you do that. Okay. So what you do is you say your statement, whatever it is, whatever it is. Like, well, in the case of maybe wanting to be thinner or whatever, you would say, I'm going to be my perfect body weight. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. Or you say, I am my perfect body weight. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. You say it 3 times. For some reason, 3 times is a key thing in a lot of magic, 3 times. And the Druids, everything was 3s with them, 3, 6, and 9. What did Tesla say? 3, 6, and 9, didn't he? So it was multiples of 3, always with them. Right. I try to not say that. Must. Although it slips out. And then I have to backpedal and said, you don't have to do anything, I'm telling you. However, this is my advice. Yes. We have to actually then take the credit for all of, not only all of our goof ups, but all of our, and they're not really goof ups, they're learning. Okay, they're learning. Don't think of them, you don't have to think of them as goof ups, do you? You can think of them as learning. You can think of them as, I learned something from that. Many people were failures many, many times before they were a success. And fortunately, if you catch it, I mean, you have some time to catch it before it happens. You can go back and say, okay, let me change this. And change it. And this is why a lot of times when we do the meditations, we say, just drop your baggage. We have some mechanism that we give you to drop your baggage. And you can always come and get it if you want it, but most people don't really want it back. Okay? Yeah, the 369 secret of the universe. Somehow that's part of the code. You want to know if there's a code? There's a code right there. That's code. You want to know what the other, this is absolutely a code too. The frequencies. The frequencies are a code. Yes. The harmonic frequencies are a code. Absolutely. The music of the spheres is absolutely tuned that way for a certain reason. The Schumann resonance is that way for a reason. It's all a code. It's part of the numerical code. Okay. This is deep, right? Am I being deep enough for you? Am I living up to the name of the show? I hope so. But I can go deeper. Just letting you know. This is the start. This is just the start. This is just the beginning. I have been asked to be more woo. I have been asked to share more of the secrets of the magic. Some of the things that I can do. Okay, we're going to do that. But you got to be prepared for that. Once you take this on and realize this, now you're responsible. And you will grow more responsible because as you clean things out, things will start to happen faster. So you will learn through trial and error a lot of times. Let's hope not too many errors, but if you do, you can correct it. You will learn what you need to learn. Okay? That's right, 7, 8, 9. That's why 6 is scared. Yeah, I know. Yeah, that one's a dad joke. That's okay. I like dad jokes. I joke all the time. I sure felt the energy yesterday. Wow. Yes, I did. The Lyrans are, yeah. My cowboy sure felt it. My little Lyran assistant is back there somewhere. There he is, I think. Is that him? Yeah, I think that's. There he is. He's just a white spot. No, he's just a white furry spot on the bed there. He's sleeping his little head off back there, deep in some kind of kitty contemplation. You're not the only one who asked for it, Linda. It turns out that other people wanted that too, so that's okay. Some people even said to the fact that that's what we come here for. Okay, fine. You want woo, you got woo. You're going to have woo. It's going to be weird as all get out. You want to just find out how just freaking weird it is? Okay, we'll show you. I'm not scared. What have I got to lose? Nothing. I am not going to lose anything. I'm going to gain wonderful things from this because I'm going to gain a whole lot of experience. So we've done a little bit of clearing. That's an example of clearing. Now I've given you an example of creation, of writing new code. Okay. And to hit enter, you say abracadabra 3 times. That's enter. That's one of the enter buttons. I mean, there's more than that, but that's one of the enter buttons. Enter. Blah, 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 blah. Enter. Okay, so we're going to use that analogy. Now, let me give you some subconscious statements that I find help me immeasurably. once I found this, and then I lost it for a while, and I was in a panic. I found this online. I'm like, where did that go? Where did that go? And I finally found it, and it's like, yeah, okay. Listen to this. Just listen. Calm yourself down. Okay. Calm yourself down. And okay, I'm going to, before I read these, I have to get you into the state of being able to accept this as part of your reality so that you can use it. Okay. Now, what I would like you to do, and you know how to do this, don't ask me how, but you do. All you do is just do it. Just like you raise your arm. Take all of your chakras and push them back. Straighten your spine as much as possible. Take all of your chakras and push them back to your spine. You just aligned your chakras on one axis. Okay, now snap them. Snap right to that spine. Snap to that grid. Just like you snapped a grid, right? Snap them right on there so they go right on there. They're not off to either side, okay? Now you have just realigned your chakras, and you should feel a little different. That's how simple it is. You don't need to go somewhere and get your chakras aligned. You really don't. You can do that all by yourself, it turns out. It was Rika that taught me that. Okay, so now that you've got that, and I will tell you that they get out of alignment. One of the reasons we get out of alignment is because we use them for stuff. We try to use them like appendages, and we can. Somehow, I don't understand that, but we kind of use them like appendages sometimes. When you say, my heart goes out to people, sometimes it does. Sometimes your heart chakra is moving, and you need to put it back in place. You need to put it back when you're done with it, okay? You got to put it back, and it's where it belongs, so that it can do its recharging and spin right. It's, as far as I understand anyway. So, okay, we've aligned our chakras. The other thing that's nice to do that helps you feel more expansive is to allow yourself to expand. I want you to feel where the edges of your being are. I know that's strange, but you know what? You can feel where you are. And I want you to expand and unfold yourself and unwrinkle yourself from trying to cram yourself into this tiny avatar, because you will never fit in there. You will never fit in this avatar. You are too large. You can control this avatar, you can manipulate this avatar. You can never fit in this avatar. You're too big. You're too darn big, okay? You are a vast, eternal being. So expand yourself out bigger than your avatar, bigger than your room, bigger than your state, bigger than the planet, bigger than the solar system. Realize you're huge when you start to get to where you're feeling pretty good. If you want to stop expanding there for now, you can do that, but just make sure all of the wrinkles and kinks and stuff that you've tried to stuff yourself into it to like trying to wear a size 5 shoe when you wear a 10, just quit that. And just give it a shot. Just feel it, what that feels like. And as you expand, realize and look back at your little tiny avatar body and realize how tiny it really is. Okay. And how big you are. And how powerful you are. You are a vast, infinite being. Okay? Now that should feel pretty good. It always does for me. Ooh, when it's all nice and dark. Yeah, that's right, dog face. That's right, Simon. So, now I would like you to imagine your roots going down and down and down and down into the earth, very far, very far, very far. And they're going down and down, 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 even further, even further, even further, even further. Keep going until all of a sudden they break out on the other side. When you feel you've broken out on the other side, you will notice a feeling of space. That there is a lot of space on the other side of this that you have just tunneled through. Okay. And when you feel that feeling of space, that'll just relax all kinds of things in your body. It's like letting your being know, okay, we have space. We have some clear space to breathe. Okay. So good. And you can practice doing this stuff anywhere, anytime you have quiet to do it. Because be still and know that I am God. I am God. Okay. I'm still. I know that I am God. I'm sitting still, lying still, and knowing that I am God. Okay? So, hello, Gemini moon. Yeah. So, this is the start. Oh, God, I got such a good energy from that. Oh, I feel so much better. Oh, you guys, you know what? When I do this for you, I get some out of it too, because it's just so much better. Okay. Now I hope you're feeling that, because that's so nice. Now that you're your expanded self, now that you have gotten into your expanded awareness, expanded being, now you can really feel that you have the space to create. So rather than a more traditional meditation, I'm just going to say bask in the radiant, abundant, beautiful light of your being for a few moments and breathe. Let your little Avi breathe fully. Your little avatar body. Take some nice deep breaths. Take some in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breathe in energy, breathe out any kind of stress you may still feel. Although I feel pretty darn good at this point. Now breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 6. I'm going to help you. I'm going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now, you should feel pretty good by now. You should feel a lot better. Okay? You've balanced yourself out quite a bit now. You've uncrimped yourself. You've gotten some expansion going there. You've gotten more circulation, more space, and more air into your system, more oxygen. Okay, now I'm going to say just gently close your eyes and think about what I'm saying. You don't have to really make sense of it. Just take it in. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind is solving every issue in my life. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me my every desire. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me my true place in life. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me my true purpose. Hello, Michelle. You missed most of the meditation, but you can always replay. I'm so glad. Yeah, you were trying to. Yeah, this really does get rid of a lot of the aches and pains. All this stuff I did here can very often get rid of every ache and pain, at least for a while. Sometimes they come back, sometimes they never do. You can do this. You can replay this anytime. Remember, it's going to be on the tube. You can replay this. And now I'm going to say, get yourself, I'm going to repeat this a few times. I'm going to repeat this a few times, and you're going to just sit and soak it in. Okay? So calm yourself, get yourself into that beautiful, luxurious, spacious self. That beautiful grid work of lovely energy that you are. And when you see your true self, you will find that you are energy. Your true self is beautiful energy. So get yourself into that state where you can accept things. And I'm going to read this again a few times. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind is solving every issue in my life. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me my every desire. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me my true place in life. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind is solving every issue in my life. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me my every desire. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me my true place in life. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind is solving every issue in my life. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me my every desire. The infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind reveals to me my true place in life. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. As I say, it is. As I speak it, it is. So be it. All right. Well, doing that with you, doing this with you is even more powerful when I do this for myself. I think I want to do this. I'm not going to say it that way. I'm going to offer to do this on a regular basis. If you so desire, let me know. Because I think with a group, it even deepens everything. Because as we agree together, the old bit about two or more being gathered, agreeing on something, what that refers to is instead of plus, it's squared. So instead of 2 plus 2, it's 2 times 2. So, it's like you get 4, it keeps timesing by itself the number, the power of it, which is why a relatively small number of people gathering together to change something can change something very big, is because it expands the energy and the power of it exponentially. You would like that? Okay. I will do that. So I will find some way to do this regularly, and it will probably be good for everybody, including me. And so, as we say it, so it is. As we speak it, so it is. I am. I am. I am an infinite creator being. Okay, let that sink in just a little bit. Okay, now you've started your journey. You can say, all right, consciousness, show me my purpose. Tell me my purpose. What did I come here for? Have I forgotten? If I've forgotten, remind me. What did I come here for? Why am I here now? Why am I staying here? Ask it. And then listen. Maybe it will come in words. Maybe it will come some other way. Don't limit how it comes to you. Just let it come. And even if you don't hear it now, you've got your answer already within you. It will rise to the surface. And as I speak it, so it is. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. All right. Your life is going to change in wonderful ways. In expansive, glorious, wonderful, beautiful ways. Ways that you haven't even consciously thought of yet. Your awareness will now expand. Your pleasure in life will be increased. Your understanding will be increased. Your confidence will be increased. Your value of yourself will be increased. Your love for yourself and others will be increased. The love of others for you will be increased. Abracadabra, abracadabra, abracadabra. As I speak it, so it is. I engage the infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind to solve every issue in my life in a perfect way, in a way that's beneficial for all, for the highest good. All right. Now I have to take you back up out because we can't have you walking around ungrounded in your Avi. It can be sometimes hard to steer your Avi when it's very expanded. So without losing your expansion, I want you now to get your attention back on your Avi, your body, so that you can use it to interface this reality that you are in, that we are going to call the simulation. And why not? So you need this Avi to play this game. So you're going to be able to improve this Avi. You're going to be able to make alterations and changes. Okay, bring your attention back and open your eyes and do something physical. Move. Move around a little bit. Feel your body. Make that avatar do some stuff there. Okay. Your back. If you have to stamp your foot on the ground, pat something so it's like, yes, okay, feel solid. Good. Okay. Not floating in space anymore. Okay. Oh God, I feel so good after these things. I always do. I don't know why I don't do them all the time. I don't know why I'm not doing this all the time. Maybe I should be doing this all the time. Yeah, well, why not? I maybe should be recording them for Audible or something. I just got that idea. Hey, I could be making tapes for Audible or something. But that the infinite intelligence of my subconscious mind has that came from Neville Goddard. I think that was I got that from Elmer Locker's site, and I got it. And he based it off of Neville Goddard. So just giving proper credits where it's due. And for me, it was really good. Now, my proposal to you is I have not tried this in a while, but I know a technique where we can literally get on a ship, get on my woo ship, and go to a different reality. And this was taught to me a long time ago. This is actually, you end up in a different reality, a better reality. We always try to make it a better one, right? But you end up in a different reality. If you want me to do that one, I will get ready to do that. If you want to take that trip, let me know. Let me know in the comments or in the chat, or my email is oceandiana@gmail.com. I very should be doing that. Okay. Yeah, we haven't done this in a long while. Hey, yes, Mary wins. Yes. I got to figure out how I would do that exactly. I don't really have the equipment, but hey, the equipment will come up, right? I don't really have the right equipment for it, but maybe the equipment shows up somehow. But I am definitely going to do it for you. So if you guys want to take a ride on the Woo Ship to another reality, I will prepare it. I will prepare that. And actually, I gotta warn you, You won't maybe notice at first. It might not be that different, but it will be a different place. It will be a different vibration. It'll be a different energy. And there might even be some things come up to try and convince you that you didn't go anywhere, but that's bullshit. You did. So just look for the things to tell you that you did. Okay. And yep, I'll do it the way I was taught. And we'll take a ride on a woo ship. Why not, right? You trust me? I'm a good captain. I wouldn't ever steer you into anything bad. And I know something about the territory. So we're not going anywhere dangerous. We're just going somewhere better. And I'll prepare that for next week. I'm not sure what day next week, but it will be next week. Also, very soon we will see the return of Paul Christian as a guest here to speak to us about what happens when you die. He just made a sermon about what happens when you die for which he spoke at a church, and he said that he would do it here too. And they say our Native American brother will also be coming on the show again at some point. And you all loved him too. I haven't gotten in touch with Robin again yet, but we'll see how that goes. But those two coming back on should be pretty cool. Okay. You go other places too? Well, good for you. It'll be fun. We'll go take a trip together. Thank you. Yeah, people, you know what? When I would sing with my guitar, and granted, a lot of them were smoking, okay? But people would every now and then they'd say, I went somewhere. It was like I went, that's, how do you do that? I went somewhere. It's like, I don't know. But yeah, somehow I have the ability to do that. So, and if you do, I think you should use it. There must be a reason why I got that right. So, yeah, time to use it. Good. Let's see where we can go. I'm your captain. I'm your captain. Return me to my ship. I was feeling pretty sick. I was actually, not now. I'm a lot less sick than I'm very much well more than I am back then. I'm a different person now than I was then, for sure. See, that's another funny thing we do. We even have ways of saying that. Oh, I feel like a new man. Well, you are. Yeah. You'll feel like a new person because you'll be a new person. And you may still look a lot like your old person, but you'll still be a new person. That's the funny thing. You'll find that there are things that are different. I sure do. Like I said, then you have to be prepared to handle the change. You have to be prepared to just roll with the changes, right? Roll with the changes. We have music for this. We have all of our music, right? We've got all this great music that can help us conceptualize this, right? And if you're like me, you know everything's a song, right? Hey, Witch Moon 73, how you doing? Oh, really? Well, thank you, Michelle. And welcome, Witch Moon 73. You just kind of missed everything, but that's okay. You can play it back. Angie, somebody named Angie Angel is here. I don't see that. Now I've got to say, please, mods, let me know if I'm not saying hello to somebody. Let me know that somebody's here that I'm not seeing, because for some reason, some names are hidden from me. I don't know why they do this. I don't know whether it's StreamYard, some kind of glitch, or if it's YouTube. I don't know. But if there is somebody named Angie Angel, or is Witch Moon Angie Angel? Okay. Witch Moon is Angie. Okay. Because last time there were people showing up and I couldn't see them. There are people showing up for a reading and I could not see them. So, okay. Well, the tech is what it is. So just live with it. Well, that's good to know. Angie's an angel. Well, that's cool. Angels are cool with me. Witches too, if you're a good witch. You know, I work with angels. As far as I'm concerned, the angels are an extension of me. My angels that have been given to me, that come with a package deal, are extensions of me. And they do what I say. And they do what I say at a distance. So angels are great. And to me, archangels, as we know them, are different too. I mean, I have an entirely different understanding of angels and archangels than most people express. So, you know, my ideas are very different, but I'll express that at some point. I'm sorry to hear that, Linda. I hope you do soon feel better. Mine is, it's 12:13 here. And it's about time. Let's see. I've been on 2 hours. I feel great. I feel great. We could have a little bit more discussion, but then I'm just letting you know I'm done with what I had planned for the show for tonight. And hopefully then I shall endeavor to get some more stuff done. I know what I'm going to do for a minute here. I love playing this. I hope you enjoy this. This is my little... I'm going to make a bigger version of this. Here we go. Yay! James is on the road to recovery. And now my life is changing in oh so many ways. Oh, good ways. We've been working on it, James. It's going to change more, too. It's going to change even more. It's going to keep changing, James. Now it's going to change even more and even faster. Ah, yeah. So good to hear it. So good to hear it. I am now sitting on my ether bed set. And I was kind of disappointed. It doesn't give you a fitted sheet in with the set. It gives you two pillowcases, a top sheet, and a duvet cover. Uh, and it comes with two functions, two major functions. One is heal and one is sleep. And I do have to say, I am sleeping much better on this. So I am having much more restful sleep on this. I think it's working. So far, we'll see how it goes with the Ethernet set. I will give you a review as it goes. Well, I hope you're feeling a lot better now. I know that if you want to do this in between, remember you can wind this back and do this in between, James, and it usually takes a lot of my aches and pains away to do this. So these exercises, these procedures, exercises, whatever you want to call them, I don't care. One of the things to remember is okay, I found at one time I felt so bad. My joints felt like there was broken glass or sandpaper in them. I found out that the reason for this was a thing called fibrin. It's something your body uses to immobilize you so that an area can heal. But as you get older, you lose the stuff that's supposed to dissolve it and get rid of it, and it settles in your joints and it feels like sandpaper. So getting rid of that has really brought me a lot of relief. And um, and of course, we'll talk about nutrition too that can help you feel better. Yeah, please do remember to hit subscribe and like and share it somewhere and share it with those you love. And anybody who you think can stand the woo can take the woo, the level, because this is high level stuff. This is not for everybody. This really is not going to be understood by everybody. It can't be. Some people will literally not be able to get this. They will not be able to take it. And if you can, well, good for you. You're an advanced student. It's one of the ways you know you're an advanced student. If you can handle this, you are an advanced student of life here, reality, what really is going on here. Okay. And I'm so proud to have you in my life. I'm so glad to have you in my life. I'm so glad you found my channel. And try to leave a comment too when it comes back up. It helps us get found by people who need to find it. And I might be knighting some more people as mods if you accept. So I may be knighting some more mods with a wrench. I may be smacking some people with a wrench to make sure we always have wrenches. I'm glad I found you. I'm glad to be found too. Okay, I'm going to be doing more art. Remember, art's a vibration too. Art is a vibration and another way of recoding. Be careful what you look at. Be careful what you put in. Remember, garbage in, garbage out. Try not to put too much in that you're going to have to shovel out later. Yeah. That's funny if you think about it. That's pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Oh no, the AI found me. Well, yeah, of course it found you. We're using the AI all the time. The AI is part of our life now, and that's probably not ever going to go away. As a matter of fact, I'm not sure it ever was not a part of our life. I may explain that someday. If there's a matrix, if there is a sim, then there is an AI. And if there is an AI, then it's our AI. And I'll go into that someday. AI sneaking in. The AI itself is not to blame. The virus was the problem. Always the problem. The AI itself is our AI. We built it. We created it. We're creators, remember? We created the AI to do our bidding, to do our will. We created it to help us do what we wanted. Yes. You're on a really big team now. Yes. We are a team. Whether we know it in the moment sometimes or not, we are. Okay. And as much as I don't want to go, I know I should, because I should go off and take a break and probably drink something, hydrate myself, because these things usually leave me in need of hydration. Yeah, and streaming almost always, I feel thirsty afterwards, really, really thirsty. Well, thank you, Witch Moon. And, like I said, I had to get my ego out of the way and figure this channel isn't for everybody. I may never have millions, or maybe I will if they wake up. But that's not the point. The point is, I'm here for who I'm for, which is very specific type, very specific level of person, a level of study. So I have to just go with that. It's not for everybody. Okay. I love you. Please tell people you love them. Some of them will be going on ahead of us, making way. Okay. And Remember that you are divine. You always have been. You always will be. You will never be any less divine. You never have been any less divine. You cannot be any less divine. Truth is where you find it. I hope you always find some here. I will endeavor to make it so. And until I see you again, wherever it is I see you again, yeah, I wonder where Circle K is. Oh, Circle K will show up eventually again, I'm sure. Okay, so I'm about to say nighty for night for now. Nighty night for now. Do you want me to make? Oh, there you are, Circle K. Hi, AK. Do you want me to make more movies like that one that I showed you? Please respond in the chat before I take off, and I'll make more movies to show. Maybe even a music video or two. Oh, you've been lurking, I see. Oh, a lurker. Ransom had a computer crash. Whoa. I hate when that happens. Yeah, I love you guys too. Hi for later. Okay. Yeah, we see each other in other chats, and you'll see me here again. Remember, it's going to be Sunday and Monday and Wednesday until further notice. There may be, how do you feel about sometimes and what would be my daytime? Like, I'm thinking of maybe having some shows earlier in the day on some days. So I'll wait a moment to see what you think about that. Would this be a good thing to have on earlier? Or I know when I do the when I do the when I do the meditations, that probably should be at night so that if you just fall asleep, it's okay. Because some people go right out like a light. Okay. Which is okay too. I mean, it's okay. If you do happen to fall asleep during a meditation, that does happen sometimes. I've done it. I've fallen asleep during my own. Okay, I'll see if I can get some earlier times coming in. I don't know if they can be all the time, but I can maybe get some earlier times so that we can do some stuff at a more wakeful hour. Well, thank you. Yes, that's what I'm told. Is I'm told that I used to do for what was the name of the place? It was something Dragon. I used to do streams, but just audio. I used to do audio meditations, guided meditations for I can't remember the name. Long time ago. So I used to do this all the time. Every Sunday, I would do a guided meditation, and people said, "Yeah, you have a perfect voice for that. You know need to keep doing that." So I did that for quite a long time. Anyway, I don't know if I could ever get any of those files back. So I don't even know where. I lost touch with the company because they had some things go on. The the owner's wife contracted cancer and a lot of things happened. So yeah, I lost touch with them. So anyway, I'm getting back to my roots kind of here. That was sort of the way I started. Right. Sure. Okay. Love you guys. See you next time, wherever it is I see you. Until then, don't forget to expand yourself from time. Let yourself expand. Okay, breathe. You don't have to stay all crunched up in this little avatar, okay? Think about it. Give it a thought. Love you. Bye bye.